I was told to take a man to a hotel. They said he was an enemy of the state.
Take off your dress.
And in exchange, my mother would get the doctor she needed. Instead, they cut his throat.
Red Sparrow is a tense spy thriller about Jennifer Lawrence's character, a former ballerina turned lethal weapon for Russian intelligence agencies. The story's based on the novel of the same name by Jason Matthews. The rights to turn it into a movie were sold for a 7-figure sum before the book even hit the shelves.
When I first heard about the movie, I knew that the book was written by an ex-CIA officer who had spent 30 years working predominantly with U.S.-Russian relations. So I knew already we were going to have a very unique look at espionage. But then when I read it, it's so much deeper. It's really about the human side that goes into deceit, corruption, and also leading a double life.
Often the spy movies sort of glamorize the life with like Bond and Mission Impossible, or they're very political, and I found this to be a very human story that kind of upended the genre a bit.
From this day forward, you will become Sparrows. Weapons in a global struggle for power. You'll be trained in psychological manipulation. You must learn to push yourself beyond all limitation. Take off your clothes. When we are finished with you, the person you were will no longer exist.
This film might fit into the spy genre, but don't expect over-the-top James Bond or Jason Bourne kind of characters. Instead, they went for a more realistic approach, where seduction and blackmail are used as the main sources for gathering intel.
That type of universe just rewires you in such a way that manipulation becomes a second nature, and it becomes your being, but to some extent that you don't even realize it anymore.
Look, I have no doubt that there is levels of stuff that neither you nor me, thankfully, will ever know about that is going on that presumes to make the world a safer and a better place, but perhaps does the opposite, and everything in between. And I'm sure there's some dark stuff that's going on there, and I'm glad I'm an actor.
Every human being is a puzzle of need. You must become the missing piece, and they will tell you anything.
You have a gift. You know how to survive. This is what you were meant to do.
Since seduction plays a vital part in the film, it actually involves quite a few nude scenes, as well as some brutal rapes. Shooting these sequences was very intimidating for Jennifer.
There was a part of me that was really scared to do this movie just because it's very scary. The idea of that actual nightmare coming true of standing in front of a classroom naked. But on the day when I finally did it, everybody was so professional and so nice, and everybody worked so hard to make me feel comfortable.
What it looks like on screen has nothing to do with how it's going to feel on the day, and it's going to feel worse on the day when you have to do something over and over and over again. But also explaining how respectful it would be, how private it would be. Nobody was going to get the dailies from those scenes except for me and the editor. And I also promised her she'd be the first one to see the movie, and before the studio, before the producers, so that if she wanted something out, it would be out.
Red Sparrow promises to be a very intense spy flick that's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's just been released, so check it out now.
If she's compromised, she will be eliminated.
What have you done?
Like what you see? Subscribe to our channel for more exclusive clips.